I'm recording now. We're recording. We're doing Dunbar.
No.
No, we are doing Dunbar. Let's go.
Not doing Dunbar.
Come on, Dunbar. Dunbar is happening.
I need to think of it as well.
No. Do Dunbar. Come on. You can fucking modify it later. Who gives a shit? Come on. Tell the story. It's your most famous story you've got. It's the one that actually people other than you at some point you'll probably actually be able to verify. It's probably your only story that some others outside of your fucking immediate sphere could probably verify. So this is the one.
Okay.
So do it.
No, I need to give it some thought.
Oh, stop being a fanny and just fucking do the story.
You're still taping it.
I'm taping it.
No, he hasn't even clipped it yet.
No, I've got him on tape. He's just being a fanny. He knows. He just needs to fucking tell the story. He's told me it many times. Many times has he told me the story.
I played in the band with the brothers Morris and George. John Walker was in it, and Colin Cuthbertson. Colin Cuthbertson's now in a nursing home. Morris has become a Frenchman living in the south of France, who is a complete Scottish nationalist but left the country. And George, well, George is George. Well, George is George, we can say. I like George, but he's not the brightest card in the pack, you know. Lovely bloke, but him and Morris, his brothers, used to argue all the time. Anyway, we had this situation where we played in a band, and we were approached to go to Europe and play in a tour called the Lucky Strike Tour. I've never heard of Lucky Strike, but apparently it's a large cigarette company.
Wasn't that what the Beatles did?
Well, but this was a tour sponsored by a company.
Yeah.
So we're sponsored by a company called the Lucky Strike. We're going to put dancers with us, a disco with us, and we're going to be linked to an offshore radio, because in those days, pirate radios were the big thing. So offshore radio was going to show our tour. So we met other people, we did all this stuff, we were organised to do it, and then our last gig before we left was in a place called Dunbar in Scotland. And it was a massive gymnasium with at one end a 6-foot-high stage and all the paraphernalia behind it, all the dressing rooms, etc. So apparently the Bay City Rollers went there. In fact, the Bay City Rollers' new singer was seen singing there by Tam Payton, and that's where he offered him the job of the Bay City Rollers. But that I never knew at the time. Anyway, that's where we were going to go. Before we went there, Morris, his wife, said she was pregnant, and Morris was not allowed to go on the tour, which really broke the whole back, because our whole band was based on the players that were in there, you know. So that's more or less. One minute we're off on a tour in Europe, the next minute we're not going anywhere. So we never told the management. We went there that night, and being a gymnasium, we were not allowed to drink. And it was something like, 2,000 people in the gymnasium, and we bought lots of alcohol, and we drank it before we went on stage. So we started playing. We were quite angry because we were so disappointed. And before we started, I don't know what I'd found it, but I'd found a massive Nazi flag, and I draped it over Colin's drums before we went on. So the whole start was like this band who were like, basically Nazi. We were not Nazi, but I don't know where I'd found the flag, but I had it anyway. And that night it disappeared. Sunday was always somewhere. Anyway, so he comes on, we starts playing, and George, who's never very good with alcohol, was very angry. And at one point we started singing "I Can't Get No Satisfaction" from the old, the Rolling Stones. And someone in the crowd had done something to him or other, and George jumped down a 6-foot stage, ran into the crowd, and started punching this guy in the head. While we were all playing, and we just picked up the songs, we just sang the song as he was fighting, and then he finally climbed back on the stage and took over the song. And we just carried on for that point, with a large angry mob beginning to form in front of us. So anyway, we go to half time, we goes away, gets more alcohol, did other stuff. We were really disappointed because we all wanted to do this tour, but it was not going to happen. So we really thought we had nothing to lose. So at this point, the manager comes and says, look, there's trouble here. These boys are going to cause trouble if you don't do something. So we got the boy who'd been punched, brought him on stage, gave him a new shirt, and we gave him a guitar which was not plugged in, and allowed him to play with us for the second half. So they played away, and we played the night. And at that point, Colin's wife, my ex-wife, were on the stage dancing, and John Walker. I think John Walker a woman there as well. I'm not quite sure. So with a whole stage of women dancing, us dancing, doing the stuff, and we played to the end. When we got to the last song, we decided that was it, and I turned all the bass things up. Everyone turned it up, and we started to make feedback like it was going out of fashion. Morris went across and ripped the guitar off the guy who was wearing it, the guy we put on stage, and smashed it on the stage and punched him in the face. And then me and Colin, the drummer, he had something like 50 drumsticks in his quill, and we stood on the front of the stage, 6 foot up, picking out people and hitting them with these fucking drumsticks, just picking them out like things like this, you know. And the whole place was going mad, and the feedback went for half an hour to 45 minutes. Every instrument, I took my guitar and threw it against my 2x4 massive Sound City sound system. The noise was amazing. There was no sense to it. It was just total noise and stuff going on, and we were just going crazy and doing stuff. And like I said, when we ran out of drumsticks, we finally went off the stage, and the police arrived, and there was a gang outside waiting to hit us, and we were escorted out of town in the van with basically the police providing escort for us out the town because the guys were trying to kill us. And we left the town that night. The very next morning, me and John Walker goes down to the back of my building in the stair, and I took my amp and I put one amp at one end of the back green, one end at the other, and we sat in the middle and just plucked and played guitars. 2 guys later came down. One was Kenny, and another one was a guy from a major music shop, and he goes, Did you guys play Dunbar last night? Yeah, it's fucking hell, man. It's all over the place. And that's what happened.
Famous.
It was a lovely night.